you can like give your life for your child, but at that time like he has to go through the pain, of strangers and all that. So many times I thought of ending my life as well, like enough. JJ was born with Down syndrome. I was in science stream back then, so I know what is Down syndrome all about. So when the first time doctor said he suspected with Down syndrome, I just screamed like, "Are you sure he's with Down syndrome?" Because I know it's a genetic condition. So that's when like my whole world like collapsed. Yeah. As a mother, we always want our child to be perfect. That means without any ailments, without any condition. The moment I heard the word Down syndrome, I know there's a lot of challenges I need to face. So when you want to accept the child, which is not perfect, it's difficult at that time. A lot of people said it's because of passing. Many judged. There was a lot of blamings and all that. But then, according to the scripture, John 9:3 says that it's neither by anyone's sin nor the parent's sin, but it's only to show his works through the child. So that scripture, that verse really assured me it's not because of my sin. It's because God wanted to show his works through my child, and he's the chosen one. You can like give your life for your child, but at that time like he has to go through the pain, of strangers and all that. So many times I thought of ending my life as well, like enough. A lot of times I am guilty myself. I felt guilty, because of me, he's born like that. There was a lot of blaming. Maybe I did not do enough because I brought him to the world. It's okay for you to sit down and cry. It's okay for you to mourn over it. But then I said to myself, enough. Now let's find a way how I can mold my child to make him better, or what I should do next for him. That time there was limited channel where we can talk or ask people because the awareness was not there yet. I remember my sister drawing a map on the A4 paper to show the route to an intervention center because Google always was not in use then. And that's when I saw people with same diagnosis there, parents who are same boat as I am, and it really helped me to change my perception of what is the diagnosis all about. That time my son was 1 year plus, whereby he can't even sit yet. So when I go for this intervention, right, I don't know what this intervention is all about. Only thing I know, every time you go there doing the same thing. So I was thinking, how effective is this? I was questioning all that. So I remember the therapist, I'll be crying during the session because all the children in that room was able to sit. And since my son was very floppy, he was not able to sit at the time. So I remember the therapist smilingly, she said, "Don't worry, mommy, he can sit. Don't worry, one day he will run and you won't be able to catch." And I was sympathizing. I'll sympathize myself, oh, my child can't sit. And the whole session I'll be very gloomy lah. But all those encouragement from other parents who are in the same boat as me. My son was there at that stage, and now he can do all this. But faith is when things are impossible, then you say it's possible, right? Where you can see your faith? It's so difficult. I was faithless also, yeah. So on that day, I just returned home from this specialist appointment. So the doctor clearly told my son is very floppy. He looks very vegetative. He might not be able to sit. So I came back home. I remember I was crying and asking God why, why is this even happening? If he can't sit, then there's no next step. So how long I'm going to do this, like, I don't have the strength anymore. That's when I saw him sitting on his own. So at that time, to think about it, right, like how God amazingly turned the situation is unbelievable. No, I can't. When he runs, not even me, my daughter's also unable to cope up. He can run that fast. Yeah.
You're smelling cheese.
I think people with Down syndrome, they are people with so much of love. Whenever you go back home, he's the first one to come and say hi. So, he always gives this warm hug, uncountable kisses on your cheek. So he's such a fighter. So what I notice about him is he can feel the pain of others, especially when you go to the hospital, when someone in the wheelchair. But my son will go and touch them, and with full love, he will hug them. And this elderly, he looks at them, he touches them, he feels them. So that brings a smile on another person's face, right? And they will be overjoyed, by his presence. Yeah. So I really hope that God has created him for a purpose. And I pray my wish is for him to fulfill that purpose, to live a good life in this world. Because I feel that he deserves to live just like the others. Yeah. I think churches play a very important role to accept people with disability by encouraging them, talking to the parents, inquiring about them, asking more about their child, including them in their church activity. Okay, don't judge saying that, oh, she has a disabled child, she won't be joining, she won't, be able to come for the event or whatsoever. But to talk to them, to get to know them better. And for parents who don't have a disabled child, to teach the child about the disability, to accept the other child in their circle, not to bully them, not to isolate them, not to insult them despite of their figure or disability, but to nurture them like how God asks us to do. Because a child is screaming doesn't mean the child is having some discipline issue or the parents did not bring him up well, but also it involves a lot of sensory issues and all that. Because a child is slow doesn't mean the child is lazy, but maybe he's a bit of floppy and he needs more support in his walking and all that. So all these small things matters a lot. I face a lot of challenge in terms of especially hospital parkings, whereby the allocated parking space being occupied by a non-OKU driver or someone who is carrying a OKU. Even going to the shopping complex, restaurants, people simply they just park at the OKU parking because they want to be in hurry, or they feel it's empty slot and we can park. But I feel it's a disgrace to the OKU community. So you don't know what the parent or the child is facing or the person with disability is facing. So I really hope the public will consider it and feel shameful for parking at that OKU slot. Yeah. I think JJ has taught me how to be more human, to be more patient, not giving up. I think he has taught me what is life all about, to live as simple as possible. Looking at him smallest thing chicken brings a lot of joy to his face. To live with what we have, yeah. So and he has always taught me how to love unconditionally. He's brought the best part of me, yeah. I think I've learned how to be more patient, more loving, more calm, one step at a time, yeah, to count my blessing as it is, not to worry so much, yeah. So he has taught me all that, yeah.